What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
We're back to answer your questions in another universe. Installment called For the Greater.
Yeah. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what good old Black Twitch did. He asks, do you think Warhammer Adventures will be good or bad for the fandom? I feel it would be good. I just wish that they had a black kid as a main character. Mostly because I'm one of the only black persons who is sometimes, I guess who plays sometimes. And I feel it could help get more black kids into 40K at this point. Also, love you guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you. As far as like what's your take on Warhammer Adventures?
At first, when I heard it, I thought it was a joke, because like this is a grim, dark universe filled with war, poverty, you got like aliens, and at the end of the day, you've got chaos. Like, are you really gonna introduce kids to like Slanesh and like diseases and hatred and war and all that? But the more I think about it, it kind of makes sense, because like you're introducing kids earlier to this board game. They're gonna start wanting to play more, like tabletop stuff. They'll get introduced into the hobby. They might necessarily go towards 40K. There's always Age of Sigmar, or maybe they'll go into like Lord of the Rings and that kind of stuff. But it's a good. I wouldn't say it's a way to introduce kids to the hobby. Yeah. That's what they're trying to do at the end of the day. They're trying to sell more models. They're trying to get kids to play the game. And I guess this is what they came up with. It's cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I think like the Warhammer Adventures really illustrates though that GW kind of like they understand, but they don't understand their people. So they understand, because I've never gone into a GW store without seeing like kids younger than like 15.
That's true. There's always younger kids there.
Yeah, usually painting, and they're usually like you could tell that they would be into like these types of books and whatnot. So it makes sense that if I'm a parent and I'm gonna leave my kid at a store, I don't want to leave the kid at a store with like models of like dead or like people's bodies hanging around like poles and stuff like that. Just like some creepy stuff that just like Chaos has and stuff like that. Now, I don't agree though that that GW should be doing that, because the real like money spending side of the hobby, I feel, would be us, the ones who want to keep Warhammer 40K grimdark, who are into the lore in a more adult level. Like, we don't just play. It's because it's like comic books. It's good for kids and whatnot, and HeroClix is fun because of it. But that's a game all in itself. That's like nowhere near. It doesn't give us the same satisfaction as creating our own armies and living in this Warhammer 40K world. And I think like the fandom is gonna change, and I don't think it's gonna change for the better, as far as like for my opinion. But like you said, it's a move to see if they can bring in more people.
And like the last thing I'll say about it, I'm not gonna check it out. I'm not interested in it. I'm not gonna read it personally, so it's not gonna affect me. So why should I really? I guess, but like at the end of the day, it is a part of the fandom.
Yeah,
it is a Warhammer thing, so
they're gonna add stuff like Dark Heresy added a bunch of races and snippets, and I think the Warhammer Adventures is definitely gonna add more.
Which is cool. I mean, it's adding more stuff to the game, to the hobby. Yeah. And if you're into it, cool. If not, cool.
Yep.
That's just my 2 cents. I mean, at first I was like, whoa, that's weird. And it's like, okay. Let me keep playing my Space Marines.
Yeah. Now, There's another question that kind of goes along with what we were already talking about. So Marcel Goussard says, if you had kids, would you buy them Warhammer Adventure?
If they're interested in it, yeah.
But would you use that to like give that to your kid to kind of like push them towards playing Warhammer?
I mean, I'm not gonna force my kid to play Warhammer if they don't want to play Warhammer.
I would. I'd sit them down.
It's like, this is what I like to do, and you're gonna like to do it.
But I wouldn't show them the Warhammer Adventure book. I would show them like the old school artwork, and
like
be
the
like
Blanchitsu stuff.
Yeah, and then be like, look, this is badass.
Yeah, I mean, because like
love it.
Yeah, it's. If anything, I'd show them like the models that I have, the codices that I have, the stuff that I play with. And if they're like, oh yeah, that's cool, then, you know, you could slowly introduce them into the game. But it's not like I'm going to say, here, look at this Laneige stuff. You like that, right? So
You're a man, right?
Hey, whoa. It's 2018. Let's not put labels on things.
Next question. You got one?
Sure, why not? This is by Black Swan. Do you think the 1997 horror movie Event Horizon is related to, or at least inspired from the 40K universe? We get this question a lot, and I still haven't seen Event Horizon. Have you?
No, I mean, if it's on, I'll check if it's on Hulu, Netflix, or HBO. Those are the streaming things I have. But yeah, I haven't checked it out. Sorry.
A lot of you say it feels like it could lead to it, like it could be like a prequel to the 40K universe.
Event Horizon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to look it up.
Yeah.
We'll see, right?
We'll see.
Next question comes from Gulissa. How long does it take to become a Space Marine after you are chosen as a recruit? And which Space Marine chapter has the youngest recruitment process? The longest recruitment process. And which one has the shortest? So the shorter, the worse off, or the more corruptible the Space Marines will be. Mm-hmm. And it really depends on the trials, the type of trials that a neophyte goes through, or a recruit goes through to become a neophyte. We have multiple 40 Facts videos on this topic, but basically it can range anywhere from a year to 5 years.
Right.
No,
it's more, right?
Yeah, anywhere from 5 years, or 1 year to, because they go in when they're 11 and they come out when they're 19, so like 8 years. 8 plus years, yeah.
We're not math majors, sorry.
And we're tired.
Yeah. I'm really tired.
Next question.
Speaking of tired, this guy said, and I was just about to go to sleep. Just save it on your favorites and come back to it. Or play it while you go to sleep. A lot of you guys tell us that, which is pretty cool.
Our voices are that soothing?
I don't think so.
No, I would not want to hear myself at night.
Whoa. This is an interesting one. Michael Howell asks, are the Imperial demons like Celestine the Legion of the Damned, and possibly the manifestation of positive emotions in humans? Saint Celestine
is not like the Legion of the Damned.
Right. She's a living saint. Mm-hmm. She's been blessed by the Emperor and thus can resurrect and has like godly powers and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, she's separate from the Legion of the Damned.
Yeah, because the Legion of the Damned, I think, are just corrupted or not corrupted, but like
Firehawks, right?
Yeah, Firehawks that have been mutated. Well, it's not really mutated. They have been bestowed a power different than what the Saints have.
Right. Similar but different, like apples and oranges.
This question comes from It's Just Chris.
Oh, okay.
Man, we're just gonna skip it.
Everybody hates Chris.
How do you think that the orcs would react towards the Hulk? By the way, you guys got me into this dope universe. Much appreciated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that makes us feel good.
This universe is very dope.
Super dope.
But if the orcs encountered the Hulk, they're probably gonna fight.
Yeah, and it depends on which Hulk though, because like if it's the Hulk from the NCU or MCU, mm-hmm. I think they'll just fight and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, or Hulk would just lose.
I don't think Hulk would lose against orcs.
I think the Hulk would definitely lose against orcs because there's so many of them.
But he'll get angry because there's so many. He'll be like, "Oh, puny insects! Then you get angrier.
And then he puts up a good fight, and orcs love a good fight, and then next thing you know it would be really badass if they had a planet dedicated to orcs fighting the Hulk, and the Hulk is just like, you could just see it. It's like a planet, and the Hulk is in the middle, just like defeating everybody, and then you see like orc ships and orc rocks coming from all over the galaxy just to fight this one really big green skin. That'd be badass.
Mm-hmm. And it's like more and more orcs will come. The spores keep producing more. Hulk gets angrier and angrier until everything just blows up. Because I mean, the Hulk, like, he got so mad once, like he stomped and he created a fissure across like the Earth.
Michigan.
Yeah, something like that. That was when he was fighting the Sentry.
There you go.
Speaking of orcs, the Diamond Tube asks, if an orc loses a limb, does the limb produce spores as it withers away, or does the orc itself produce spores?
So limbs. So the only way that the spores are released is if they die.
Right, and your limb's not dying.
Yeah. Next question comes from Michael Howell. Are orcs capable of warp travel? If they really think that they can, is it possible?
Kinda. I mean,
They're capable of warp travel because orcs, in their biology, have an innate ability to understand how to travel the warp when they're using the warp, and they're okay with going into the warp without a Geller field
because they love a good fight.
Yep. So in that way, yeah, weird boys kind of know how to create rocks to go into the warp. And it's not because of belief, it's because of a biological trait. Last question.
Let me see. It's not a question, but he's like, I love that you guys don't always listen to each other when you're talking.
Yeah.
I mean,
we do this back to back, and we do it on Sunday, so we're very, very tired on Sunday.
Sometimes I don't care what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's talking, cool, on to the next question.
Yeah. I do that when we're reading the question, or when you're reading the question sometimes.
No, I know, because you asked me, what was the question?
Yeah. It's not my fault, though. It's not our fault. It's just we're humans.
Let's end it with this awesome question.
Okay.
What does it... Proxius Prime. What does it look like in the warp? Like, if you were to enter it as a human, what would you see?
Based on illustrations, it's just like cosmic.
Mm-hmm. Like waviness.
Yeah.
I'd probably see Gersh not listening to me. But yeah, it also depends on person to person. Because I know some people go crazy by the things they see. If you're Drago, if you're Drago, you just see a bunch of people about to get whooped.
Yeah.
You also have the Gardens of Nurgle, the Castle of Zeech.
Yep.
And you have like the Domain of Chaos, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's always changing. Think of like an unbleached anus. That's how it is. Thank you guys so much for sending all your questions our way. If you guys have more questions for us, just drop them down in the comment section below. Now remember that we do have a Patreon. With that Patreon, you get some more exclusive videos, and you help support our channel, which means you guys get more videos.
That's right. We got a Facebook page too. I try and post there each and every day. You guys send me your fan lore there, and you guys can see some more epicness that is about 40K and other stuff.
And if you guys want to show off your badass 40K, projects that you guys are working on, hit us up on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Tag us on whatever it is that you're working on, and then post it on your Instagram page, and we'll check it out.
That's right.
But with that said, guys, that's it.
Sound Alchemist,
Gersh 1.
We're out of here.